So before I even got to planting up my meadow flowers, Kate's just caught me and said there's something else that he's doing. And it's this issue here. So we're next to the chicken run. My project's just over there. And we're next to the back of the chicken run here. This is our chicken coop. And as you can see, there is a real issue here. So the problem we're having with this area of ground, you might be able to see it, it's made up of lots and lots of coal. Now of course we can't grow in here because coal is just nothing can grow in that kind of pH and there's no nutrients for plants to grow. And historically, just where our shed is, there used to be a level and they'd have the pit pony in a garden, I think it's about 6 houses down, because our neighbour found the old stable floor and like the tie-up rings and everything. It's quite fascinating, the history in the area. And then just over the rise over there is the main level, so there's a big coal seam running through here. Of course it's the same throughout much of the valleys around this area, that we have a history within the coal industry. But anyway, there was a small level here and they would dig it out, bring it out, and they would filter it out. So we're left with all of this coal dust and ash and all sorts. And perhaps some of it is from the neighbour, but that's okay, we understand. So it's old stuff. I think most of it is just from the coal industry, because even in our shed there's this patch on the floor. It's quite interesting. We asked local neighbours about it, and the air shaft opened up in our shed years ago and they filled it in. It's all been capped. It's now considered completely safe, but that's why we can't grow anything here. So we thought we'd put some water butts here, and thanks to our neighbour, he also plumbed in this pipeline for us. So the drain comes right down, means we can harvest rainwater right off their roof rather than it just flowing onto the land. So I tried digging in and putting a what do you call it? A pallet. Sorry, my brain is not with it today. So we put a pallet down on level ground, and it was raining. The water butt filled up, and that's what happened. So the ground here is really soft. It's not load bearing. So what I'm going to have to do is knock a couple of posts in. So we've got 2 just behind the compost bins. I'm going to knock a couple of posts in and almost create like a box for it to go in, so it's got something to rest against. But this is the issue that we're finding all over the land. The ground does just give way consistently, so that is why we're planting up a lot of grass, so the roots knot it together. The trees, the food forest is going on the steeper side of the slope, so the roots again, they knot the ground together. So this has all been done deliberately. You know, we've had to plan all this out so it works. And it's why also we're keeping the 2 oak trees, and it was a huge thing in the community. They were very worried we were going to cut those down. Of course they will need some tree surgery done to them. There are quite a few dead branches sort of at the bottom and higher up that do need attending to. And of course we don't have the means to do it, and I'm absolutely terrified of heights, so you're not going to find me up that tree. So Kate's just continuing with her grass seed. So this grass is very different to the stuff we've got here. This is dwarf rye. It's a clumping variety and it takes a long time to grow. The stuff that Kate's got here, it's actually clumping and creeping, and it's used by farmers in gateways. So if farmers have a lot of livestock, often you'll find around the gateways it gets very muddied and churned up very quickly. This grass is designed to spread and take very, very quickly, so we should actually see some germination within 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah, basically you've got 4 different types as opposed to 1.
Oh sorry, I thought it was 2. 4, there we go.
Yeah, 4, that's right. So you've got 2 perennial and then 2 annual, and the annual ones will quickly cover, the perennials will just keep it going on. So
it's creating a mat, and then the perennials take over. And we're using the same stuff as well in Aries pasture. Now you may have noticed something different about his pasture. You might be able to see the new post just going from the oak tree to his shed. Now what we found, despite him being one of the world's smallest sheep breeds, he has done an absolute number on his pasture. We've kept it small for 2 reasons. One, the other side of the fence line the grass didn't take because we had too much shade, so we got the wrong type of grass for that area. So we're reseeding it with the right type of grass, and we'll be able then to offer another pasture. But in the meantime, we're going to start implementing rotational grazing. So we've separated his pasture here, and we're going to separate it again, so it's 3 equal thirds. And what we're going to do, we're going to seed it. He can walk on it for a little bit just to push the seeds into the ground, and then we'll actually cordon him off from a section and allow the grass to grow. When that's ready, we can then move him onto there and reseed elsewhere. So you sort of get the message. We're working on that, so we can consistently move him every 28 to 30 days from pasture to pasture, and then that gives the ground time to recover. Because the issue is a lot of people, they'll just put an animal in a field, the animal grazes a whole lot down, and then you end up with overgrazing and the soil quality significantly reduces. We don't want that. We want to improve the soil, so there'll be a lot of fertiliser and meadow flowers going on eventually. So that's that. I will get on with trying to sort out this water butt, and we'll see how that goes, and then I can finally get on with my flowers.